Listen, this thing has the dialogue of The Room with the budget of Men in Black International for some reason. Obviously, it's meant for fans of such cinematic classics as these, so much so that the 50 Shades Club collectively came together to support it. So know that, yeah, this is practically porn up on Netflix. So if you can't scrub your history, be careful. TikTok's been going crazy for it. It's humped its way up to the top 10 list. But the craziest part is, it's a trilogy. Let me explain. So a big spoiler warning, as well as a WTF warning right here, like the title says, because, well, I'm warning you. We begin in the Mediterranean Sea with the Sicilian family who's dealing with human trafficking, which is terrible until you realize that that's the entire premise of the movie.
So what do you actually do?
Business.
During a deal gone wrong, Massimo's pop-pop gets popped, but legit this dude was staring at a woman out on the beach when that happened, and now he thinks it's fate to find her, so he literally searches for her around the globe. That lady who, for whatever reason was on his Epstein Island, is named Laura, who on a B-Day trip with her crappy cheating boyfriend, decides to go on a walk and gets kidnapped by Massimo so that she can fall in love with him.
Are you lost, baby girl?
Ah, yes. A tale as old as time. Now remember, his father died because he didn't want to make a deal with this mob who was trafficking women. And now he's trafficking women. This man has a drawing of her up in his room. He's drugged her, tied her up, but he's still claiming,
I won't do anything without your permission. But don't provoke me. I'm not used to tolerating disobedience.
yeah, this man is...
I think you got wrong. We try to base the character on someone who has sex addictive. So basically, even the expression, I had to actually build a character based on this sickness. Someone who's always thinking about the sex, someone who always tried to take out his anger, through the sex.
Right. He's also a criminal. The type of movie he's describing, that's called Shame, starring Michael Fassbender, directed by Steve McQueen, and that really gets into the psyche of someone who's suffering from this addiction, This is edited like a Lifetime erotic fan cam. Sure, he's resisting the urge, but there's still an Amber Alert out on her. This is like the 13 Reasons Why version of that story, made for horny moms. You're not questioning his disorder, you're just wondering how they got away with shooting this.
My question is, how the fuck did it happen?
Once they're together, he makes her a proposal.
You have 365 days. I'll do anything so you can fall in love with me.
Because he's a gentleman, so, he lets it be her decision. By keeping her captive till the Earth does a full loop around the sun.
Every day I had this image in front of my eyes. My heart stopped, I saw you.
All the supermarket moms who pause down that aisle dream of hearing this line.
My heart stopped, I saw you.
Come to think of it, you can pause on a bunch of any frame in this movie and it looks like one of those book covers, and I'm assuming that this is also what those audiobooks sound like too.
It wasn't an offer. It was an order.
Listen to me. I'm not a bag of potatoes that you can transfer without my permission.
And while people want to deem it literature, a breakdown of the psyche of a troubled mogul, y'all know 100% what you're selling.
Why are you looking at it? Do you want to touch it?
As stupid as the story is, people are eating this up like the stewardess did his corn on the cob on the plane. Obviously, the entire cast hasn't eaten a carb since the last election, so yeah, they're all gorgeous. Then you take the fact that her being locked up, it's the equivalent of a good fella being locked up. She's going on shopping sprees. She's traveling internationally with, let's just call him a linguist.
I'm gonna fuck you so hard that they will hear you screaming worse.
So whenever she tries to tease him, he teases her back by literally strapping her up and bringing in another girl so she can see what she's missing. And Laura starts staring at him like a senior citizen does the Costco samples. And then this happens. He straight claws her like it's Mortal Kombat. Honestly, a lot of the sound design is so over the top, it's like they wanted you to experience it in Dolby Atmos. Eventually, she does fall for him, and it doesn't take even 65 days, mainly because they have an argument on a boat where he actually saves her life. Was he also the cause of her falling? Yes, but she falls for him, on him, over him, and they practically set sails in every part of this boat, which is weird, considering this man was also on board this tiny yacht. After 2 months, she's ready to marry him. They've picked out the whole venue, the dress. She's even pregnant.
I'm so grateful that you're alive. But at the same time, I want to kill you.
Well, the movie ends with a rival gang taking her, so maybe. Like I said, this is actually a trilogy, and the author is also the screenwriter for the movies. Since Massimo did pull guns out on the rival gang in the first, that makes the sequel probably like an extraction movie of sorts, where he's gonna go rescue her, probably do it in the bad guy's lair, and then climax for the third. Now, the final one is still in Polish. I don't think it's been translated, but I hear that Massimo has to make a decision between the baby and Laura when a shot goes off, so they've already pushed a lot of boundaries, and Netflix, you know, is gonna upload anything. So really, it's just a matter of time before we get all three and they continue the series with a spin-off and the most physical crossover of all time. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Curious to know your thoughts on this movie, what your funniest line reaction is. I know a lot of people have been reacting to this on Twitter and literally made it to the top 10, which is crazy to think. I know people have been getting 6 feet apart, but like, I mean, yo, they're craving that intimacy. I would highly recommend Shame. If you think that this movie is supposed to be saying anything, Shame is that movie. I highly recommend it. Great performances all around, great direction, everything. Go watch Shame if you feel you are in the mindset of Massimo. But yeah, it's interesting to see what the other ones are going to be, considering, you know, when you look at the behind the scenes, they had as much fun as the people watching it seems. So we'll see where it goes. Curious to know any other recommendations that you have out there. I know that there's been, you know, a shift in the top 10s, any other streaming movies from any other services as well. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and keep your location on so you don't get
Lost, baby girl.